welcome to the Hannahcast, everybody. My name is Christian Hannah, and yeah, I know this is a newer podcast episode than usual, but I'm thinking maybe I want to try to do this more than once a week. I don't know. Hopefully, we can get this. Hopefully, I can find enough stuff to talk about. You know, over the course, like at least once every couple days or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, guys, we actually have a lot of stuff to talk about. And also, you know, before we jump into it, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon so you can be notified of future podcast episodes. And especially like the video, because when you like the video, it creates more buzz for the channel. Like this, because when you hit the like button, YouTube recommends this video or my other videos to you know, more people, and more people can come to the channel. And currently right now we are at what are we at right now? We are at 798 subscribers. We're just 2 away from 800. And look, if we can make it to 1,000 subscribers, that would be phenomenal. But like I said, I need you guys' help. I need your guys' help with that. So yeah, and also if you want to support me financially, you know, I have a Ko-Fi page up, ko-fi.com/ChristianHannah. You can follow me on Twitter at the Hannahcast. I actually got that recently changed. Like, it used to be you know, Mr_C_Hannah, but it's hard to, like, that is, you know, that's kind of a mouthful. So I was trying to figure out, you know, I've been actually trying to change my Twitter handle for a while, because I couldn't change it to Christian Hannah because someone else already took that, but they haven't been active on Twitter in like a decade. So I'm just like, come on, I need something. But then I tried looking up the Hannahcast. It was available, and so I'm like, yoink. So yeah, you can follow me at the Hannahcast on Twitter. If you want to buy any merch, we have shirts, backpacks, we have mugs, we have stickers, all at christiansreviews.creator-spring.com. Again, I wish there was a better way of putting that, but however, you can actually find my Teespring store at christianhannah.com. That's another website. That's my official website, where basically it's my link tree, but I just put that, you know, I just put it under the domain christianhannah.com, and so you can find everything that you need to find on there. So yeah, with that being said, like I said, we got a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things have been going. The first thing that I want to try to talk about is something that I'm really not surprised over. But basically, Jurassic World Dominion is coming out this weekend. And it turns out, and it's already now in the United States. Now, granted, internationally, you know, it's been shown, like, it's been out, and even some international critics got to see it. But however, and currently right now, Rotten Tomatoes, it looks positive at the moment, 73%. It was at the 80s yesterday, but it's at 73% with 11 reviews, and apparently a lot of these are from international, like a few, like some select international, you know, review sites. And American critics have been shown the movie, and while their social media, like while their critic review embargoes aren't gonna, like the embargo will be lifted as I'm recording this. It is June 8th, 2022. That means today at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the review embargo will be released. But so far, the social media embargo has been lifted, and it's It's not doing well, and I'm not surprised. Courtney Howard on Twitter says, Jurassic World Dominion equals bad. It ignores the premise it should have had from the start, instead synthetically engineering two entirely different, uninteresting, and hollow stories that it struggles to connect. Some effects look polished, some ropey, worst of the franchise. Scott Mance says, it pains me to say this, but I did not like Jurassic World Dominion. The story was convoluted and all over the place, and it didn't feel special. There's no magic or heart to it, and it doesn't capture the awe-inspiring feeling of the original at all. Not sure who it's even for. Eric Davis says, good news, the Jurassic World Dominion is my favorite film in the new Jurassic Park trilogy. It's stuff with thrilling dinosaur encounters and lots more Jeff Goldblum, but it's also got a great balance of creepy and inventive scenarios with some choice nods to what came before, a solid finale. Alright, but that's one positive reaction. But then, Eric Eisenberg says, Jurassic World Dominion is a big yikes. It fails to provide any of the characters with texture or depth. Everyone is just a blank slate moving through the story. I'm also trying to wrap my head around the fact that the plot isn't actually about dinosaurs. It's about insects. Wait. Okay, I didn't know about this. The movie's about insects? A dinosaur movie's about insects? Are you shitting me? I mean, what? And so, again, social media reactions, and that's just a handful of them. They're not looking good. And again, I'm not surprised. Look, I do not like these Jurassic World movies. Everything, I've been saying this recently. Everything that Martin Scorsese says about Marvel movies, that in reality, for me, applies with the Jurassic World trilogy. I'm glad I have not seen Jurassic World Dominion, and honestly, I'm probably not gonna go see it. Maybe not until it goes on to Peacock or something, because first Jurassic World, I loved it when I first saw it, but upon further viewings and especially really thinking on it, the movie's not good. It doesn't make any sense. Using dinosaurs to as war animals, what? And and really, the more I think about it, the Indominus Rex is just a cheap gimmick, because it's really, you're gonna instead of there are so many real species of dinosaur out there, and you're going to just make up a new one? Because look, I know everyone gave shit to Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3, but it's Spinosaurus was a real creature. It was a real animal. They took some liberties with it, yeah. I mean, even though honestly I think it was mostly accurate to what they knew about Spinosaurus at the time. But it's it was a real thing. It's something you could actually imagine being real. And but anyone can just make up a dinosaur and say that it's the biggest, baddest dinosaur of all. Anyone can do that. And if from what we've been seeing of Jurassic World Dominion, the one thing that kind of gives me a little bit of hope is that the main dinosaur antagonist, I don't know if I can say antagonist, but the main dinosaur they have to go up against is Giganotosaurus, which, hey, that makes me really excited. I like Giganotosaurus, even though it looks very weird. But yeah, hearing that's all over the place and that doesn't make any sense, I'm not surprised. This movie does not. I'm just not, because look, here's the thing. One thing I will say is that the trailers for Jurassic World Dominion have been great. The trailers have been great. But do you know what else had really good trailers, and yet the movies did not turn out very good? Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Those trailers for those movies were fantastic. They got me hooked. But man, the movies did not deliver. That just shows how good their marketing team is. Yeah. And it looks like the same is going to happen with Jurassic World Dominion. But yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not excited over this at all. I'm not expecting, like, again, from what we've been hearing, it might just be the worst one in the franchise, which, how could that, like, imagining this being worse than Fallen Kingdom is, like, that's gotta be an achievement, like, seriously. But yeah, like I said, the review embargo in the United States will be lifted at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so, yeah, this video will probably be up before then, or maybe after then. I don't know. It depends on how quick I can get this uploaded and processed, so it's already in HD on YouTube. But yeah. Another topic I wanted to talk about is, episode 4 of Obi-Wan Kenobi dropped, and, I'm going to be talking about some spoilers for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Sorry. But how, like, I like the, I really liked the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I really like the first 2 episodes. And even some of the things that people complain about in this show, I actually really liked. Like, I dig young Leia. Young Leia is a really fun little character. She acts like she's a spitting image of, at least in terms of her behavior, she's literally a spitting image of her older self. And again, another thing that everyone gives shit towards, even though, well, that I thought was really cool, was Moses Ingram as is it Inquisitor Reva? But her character I really like. I like how she, again, I've always said this, she's like a Terminator. She is obsessed over getting Obi-Wan, and nothing is going to stop her, which I really like. But the one concern I had was that Darth Vader was going to be in this, and I was like, how are they gonna, like I'm hoping, Obi-Wan and Anakin actually don't meet, because that would be weird, because what was it called? Star Wars A New Hope clearly established that they had not seen, not only, Star Wars A New Hope, but also when Revenge of the Sith came out, it was very much, intended that they had not met since their battle at Mustafar. And if they were to meet before then, like before their meeting in New Hope, then it would 100% break canon. And well, Obi-Wan Kenobi has broken canon. Yeah, because in episode 3 last week, Obi-Wan and Darth Vader met and they fought. And I know everyone loved it. Everyone loved seeing it. But I can't get on board with that, guys. I really can't. Like, honestly, like, because again, what did I say in the last podcast? I don't know if it was in the last podcast, but yeah, no, it wasn't the last podcast. It was a few podcasts before that, and it's that, if there's no narrative sense in why Obi-Wan and Vader fight, because it doesn't make any sense, and if there is no sense in it, then it doesn't really do anything for me. It's just empty calorie fan service, which is exactly what The Rise of Skywalker did with, Reylo, Rey Skywalker, all that dumb stuff. It's like, it didn't make any sense, so why am I supposed to feel anything over it? And that's kind of the same thing that's happened with me and with this Obi-Wan series. It's that now that like, because like Darth Vader and Obi-Wan had a fight. Well, okay, for one, the fight wasn't even that great. Like, the one thing about it was that it was cool seeing Vader and Obi-Wan with like lightsabers that actually cast light against themselves, but that's literally it. Even the choreography was very bland. And it's just like, really? Like this, like basically this fight didn't work on either level. It didn't work on either level, because we've seen lightsabers in Star Wars before where there's like good choreography but no real narrative purpose, like the Darth Maul fight in Phantom Menace. Like, I'm sorry, but like that lightsaber fight is cool, and it is probably one of the best choreographed lightsaber fights ever. And the music is also incredible. But there's not really any, like, I don't feel anything emotionally from that. But again, it's visually cool. Then you have, Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader in A New Hope when they're fighting. You can't win, Darth. You strike me down and I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Again, the choreography isn't all that great in that scene, but there's a lot of narrative weight to it. It's like, holy shit, like you could tell there's something you could tell there's something going on behind like in their heads. Like this history. But this Obi-Wan Darth Vader fight in the Obi-Wan series, it has none of that. It's not exciting to look at, and it also serves no narrative purpose. So I'm just like, what's the point then? Like, really, what is the point? Like, again, I feel nothing from this. And again, it's just... And ever since then, like, again, I just watched episode 4 of Obi-Wan this morning. And I wasn't really that thrilled by it. It's like, now that this Obi-Wan series has officially broken canon and said canon, and like, nothing really matters here. It's like, well, why should I really care? Like, really, why should I care if none of this makes sense? And so, I mean, look, I'll still watch Obi-Wan, but I'm not gonna act like I'm enjoying it anymore. And it's like this is what happens when you do fan service badly. Like even The Mandalorian, and to some extent the Book of Boba Fett, they had an understanding of fan service with narrative purpose. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows this by now, but when Luke Skywalker appears in The Mandalorian, and even when he appears in the Book of Boba Fett, it makes sense. There's narrative purpose to Luke Skywalker showing up. It makes sense. And there was a narrative purpose for Boba Fett to show up in The Mandalorian. Like, it made sense why this was happening. Hell, even having Leia in Obi-Wan Kenobi, like little Leia, that makes narrative sense. Like, nothing is really contradicting it, at least so far. But this is what this is what happens when fan service goes too far to where it doesn't make narrative sense, and so therefore it means nothing. It really means nothing now. And so like I said, I'll still watch Obi-Wan, but I don't think Obi-Wan Kenobi can really do anything now that saves the show. I don't think, because, again, if it just breaks canon and nothing really matters, then I can't really get invested. And so, yeah, I think this is, at least for me anyways, the second Star Wars dud. That along with, or at least like the second Disney era Star Wars dud, the first being Rise of Skywalker. Now granted, I don't watch Clone Wars, I don't watch I don't watch Rebels, so in terms of like live action Star Wars, so I think Obi-Wan Kenobi has lost me, so yeah. And another bit of, news is, I also watched the first episode of Miss Marvel. And I don't know what's going on right now. But like this week, Disney Plus is kind of lacking, really. Like it's kind of lacking. Because, as we know, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, she gets her own series now. And I was looking forward to it. But then the trailer was released and her powers were nothing like how they were. And I'm not even a comic reader. And it's like, what? And it just seemed like a very odd choice because, like Kamala Khan is probably one of the, she's a newer character, but she has surprisingly gotten really popular over the years. And this isn't really, and they just completely changed her powers from being all stretchy and stuff to pretty much being Green Lantern. And I was like, why? That doesn't really make any sense. Now, some people are saying, oh, but they already have a stretchy character with Reed Richards. It's like, well, you also got a lot of characters, you got characters who can fly. Scarlet Witch can fly, Vision can fly, Captain Marvel can fly. All these characters can fly. You have Rhodey, he has an Iron Man suit just like Iron Man. I mean, we have a lot of characters that already kind of have similar abilities to one another. So the fact, they're saying, oh no, we just want to, people trying to defend this saying, oh, they're just trying to make room for Reed Richards because he's the stretchy one. I'm just like, no, you can have more than one character with similar superpowers. Marvel's already done that. And no, I'll tell you the real reason why they changed Miss Marvel's powers. They changed them because you can't do that in a TV show. You can't do the powers that she has in the comics or in everything else Miss Marvel has been in. You can't pull that off on TV. And so my question is, why does she have her own TV series then? If you don't have the budget to do Miss Marvel justice, then why either A, increase the budget, your Marvel, or B, don't do this at all. Have her be a supporting character and another story. It doesn't make any sense. And here's the thing, and look, I have famously said that I'm not a comic purist, and I still am not. But, however, there's a big difference when, Iron Man 3 takes this Mandarin character that no one really cares about or knows about, and changing him, even though they quickly changed it later on where he's not really the Mandarin, but that was more of an afterthought. There's a difference between that and changing Kamala Khan's powers, where Kamala Khan actually is very well known. Again, even I don't read comics, and even I know who she is. And so, it's not really the same. Not every comic book character, no comic book character is exactly the same. You can do some things with some, you can do some things with others. And I don't think changing Kamala Khan's powers this drastically makes any sense. And again, I'm very sure it was only done because, again, stretchy people. That would be that would already be a challenge to do on film, but it's an even bigger challenge to do it in a TV series, which again, why would you make this a TV series then? But that's beside the point. How is the show itself? Well, before I get into any of that, the girl who plays Kamala Khan, I like her a lot. I think it's, what's her name? Her name is Iman Vellani. She's delightful. Like, she is a delightful Kamala Khan. And and the representation of, Middle Eastern people and like Arabic people in the Muslim culture, I really do like it. The show has this really cool visual style to it that kind of makes it unique. It has this it has some fun camera work. They do some really cool things with like graffiti and murals in the show that I really like, but I don't know what it is. It just doesn't feel like it just I just don't know. It doesn't really feel like anything Marvel. It just kind of, and not in a good way, it just kind of feels like something from the Disney Channel, if that makes sense, in terms of like tone and whatnot. Something about this just doesn't feel right. It just feels like it's a Disney Channel thing. And it's like, and that's not really something I could say about the other Marvel series. Like, I just don't know. It's like, with the Marvel shows so far, I mean, so far they've been good, but the only one that I've really loved was Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All these other ones, and maybe, Wanda, I don't love WandaVision, but WandaVision was probably my second favorite. But it's like all the other ones just kind of feel like there's not enough story for however many episodes they have. And again, it just feels very weird. Like, again, it's hard to really put it into words. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's just not enough story to cover it in 6 episodes, or what was it, like 6 hours worth? Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, the way they said these shows were going to work was that they set a budget for 6 hours, like 6 hours of content. And that can be split up to either be like 10 half-hour episodes, like 10 episodes that are like 22 minutes long, or 6 episodes that are like 40 something minutes long to an hour. I don't know. I think that's what I heard. And I'm not gonna lie, it's very clear that there's not enough story in these to just do like however many episodes they're doing right now. Like, they need more. There's not really enough closure and whatnot, and everything just and yeah, I know Miss Marvel just started, but the fact that I'm already finding so many problems in that I just don't really feel hooked yet, and the fact that they've changed the main character's powers so drastically to where it's not even really the character anymore, and they really only did that because you can't really do stretchy powers on television, which again makes me wonder, why'd you make this a TV series to begin with? Why didn't you just make it a movie? I'm just like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's such a bizarre thing. So yeah, we'll see how Miss Marvel fares out in future episodes, but so far I'm not really thrilled. I'm not thrilled so far. The next few topics, they are significantly, these are like the rest of the topics are more positive. So yeah, one movie that I wasn't really, like, I knew was coming, but I wasn't really paying much attention to it, is that they're doing a movie based on the Munsters, which, granted, look, the Munsters was way before my time. I don't know all I know is that it kind of has like a Frankenstein-like character, a Bride of Frankenstein-like character. They have a family. All right. But the weird thing is that they announced that Rob Zombie was writing and directing it. I was like, huh? Rob Zombie? Like the torture porn horror director Rob Zombie? And I was like, okay, this is interesting. Like how I describe it, it's like, it was a very interesting choice. It was a very interesting choice, and I watched the trailer for the Munsters. And I was like, all right, what's this going to be like? And it looks very family friendly, like very lighthearted, family friendly wholesomeness. And I'm just like, this is from Rob Zombie? And that's not really me complaining. I'm just like, holy shit, like this guy, like he can really change his filmmaking style on a dime. And it's not like, Marvel, where like the movies are pretty much studio movies, and that's not a bad thing. That's not me shitting on Marvel, because it makes sense why they have to be studio movies. You gotta keep this thing, like you gotta keep the MCU consistent. I get that. So, but so it's not really much of a surprise that the actual directors that they get, for the most part, more lean into the background. It's not really, they're technically the directors, but for the most part, they technically, they get the job done. Whereas with, but like with the Munsters, I can't imagine this is like a studio movie, because, I mean, why would Universal really give a shit about the Munsters? Like, really, what would they give? In what way would they actually give a shit about the Munsters? And so, looking at this trailer, I'm like, again, it's like I have to assume that this was all this whole thing was done by, like, this is truly Rob Zombie's movie, and that's really impressive. Again, the fact that he can change tones on a dime, because it's like when Eli Roth did this movie called The House with a Clock in Its Walls, and like, yeah, Eli Roth directed it. He directed it, and did he write it? I'm trying to think. Okay, no, it was written by Eric Kripke. I wonder what he's written. Okay, well, the only other... Okay, wait, Eric Kripke, he did Supernatural and The Boys? Okay, The Boys, holy shit. And, like, that's impressive. Again, I guess I might as well throw him in this too. Like, Eric Kripke and yeah, Eric Kripke and Eli Roth. They worked on The House with a Clock in Its Walls, and and the movie is like this. Again, it's sort of like Goosebumps in a way, where it's like this rated PG, kind of spooky movie for the kids, but it's not too spooky. Like, it's still family Halloween fun. And again, it's like it's really fascinating that way. And it looks like the same thing that it looks like what Rob Zombie's doing with the Munsters, where it's like you take this torture porn horror director and throw him into a family friendly movie, and he makes it family friendly. And again, I just find that really interesting. It's really cool how, and also this kind of gives me a little bit like more respect to Rob Zombie as a director, knowing that he has this kind of range. Like, I can do the most R-rated shit imaginable, but I can make a movie for the kiddies as well, and that won't actually give them nightmares. Which I find that to be really cool. If you haven't seen the trailer for the Munsters, go take a look. It's not a long trailer. It's barely a trailer, in all honesty. But yeah. The next one, this one is horror. Like, this one is actual horror. We all know the Predator franchise. We all know the Predator franchise. It started with Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. They did Predator 2 with Danny Glover. They did Alien vs. Predator. They did Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. And they did Predators. And then they did The Predator. And honestly, like, the Predator franchise, if we're just talking about, like, just Predator movies, like not including Alien vs. Predator. The Predator movies have been pretty, hit or miss. Everyone loves the first Predator. People weren't so hot on Predator 2. Then Predators came out in 2010. People liked that, but then everyone hated the Predator. And so here's this new movie, being released by Hulu, and apparently it's from the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane, David Trachtenberg, and it's called Prey. It's a new Predator movie where it focuses, basically it's sort of a prequel of sorts, where it takes place in, with this Native American tribe, and we're following them as they pretty much start to get hunted by a predator. And it's a really interesting premise. Also, they got like actual Native American actors to play these characters, which is a relief. And honestly, that's a really cool premise because I was thinking, what more can we see from the Predators that we haven't already seen before? What about seeing Predators in different time eras? Again, like this is an older time and featuring, I'm guessing, like an ancient Native American tribe. I mean, it may not be that actually. I see like I'm assuming people with guns, so it's not that old. So I don't know exactly when this takes place. But again, this does look kind of fresh. And one thing that actually does excite me is that it is from the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane. And the reason why that gives me, some excitement is that I really like the first Cloverfield. The first Cloverfield is great. But 10 Cloverfield Lane with Mary Elizabeth Winstead and John Goodman, I thought was even better. Like, it was such an anti-sequel in that it was nothing like the first Cloverfield at all. In fact, it doesn't even really connect to Cloverfield. It just shares the name. But, it was a very tense kind of horror movie. And the funny thing is, I think Damien Chazelle, the writer and director of Whiplash and La La Land, was one of the writers on that film, which again I find really, really cool. But David Trachtenberg did a great job directing 10 Cloverfield Lane, and so I'm really excited to see what he does with Prey. I say this even though Shane Black was the director of The Predator that came out in 2018. Everyone hated that, so fingers crossed. But I do. Although I'm wondering why this is only going to be on Hulu. Like, why is this a Hulu exclusive? But then again, the Predator was probably such a box office bomb that they don't want to put another Predator movie in theaters yet. So yeah. Another trailer that was released was one for Black Adam, and I'm going to pull up the trailer for Black Adam. Backstory on this, if you know the character of Black Adam. Okay, hold on. If you know the character of Black Adam, he's pretty much the arch nemesis of Shazam. He's been around since really ancient times and is a very ancient, warrior or something along those lines. I don't read comics, so I don't know. But basically, what I know about Black Adam is what I know about him from Injustice: Gods Among Us, the video game. And when I played that game, I was like, holy shit, if they cast Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam, I would be stoked. Now, sure enough, he was cast in 2014, which, everyone was saying, oh yeah, he's been cast since 2008. But I'm just like, really? Because I distinctly remember in 2014, that's when they announced that he was going to be Black Adam. So I don't know, but looking at this trailer, I mean, well, for one, I should also say this: this Black Adam movie has been in the works from Dwayne Johnson has been wanting to do this movie for a long time, and he's if there's one thing I love about Dwayne Johnson, he's a great hype man. Because even before all these trailers were coming out, I was excited for this. Because he was like, the hierarchy of the DCEU will change. Well, no, I think it was the hierarchy of the DC universe is about to change. And saying things like, I could beat Superman's ass. And like, because he's, I don't know, I just love that about Dwayne Johnson. He knows how to sell his audience. And I really like, and apparently he said that this character, Black Adam, kills. He's not afraid to kill people. Because someone even says to him, someone says to him, heroes don't kill people. And then he looks at Hawkman and goes, I do. And it's just like, holy shit. And it's just, and it has some of the, typical like Dwayne Johnson kind of isms you find, but it's good Dwayne Johnson isms. I mean, look, Dwayne Johnson has found, his stride. He's found something that works, that people like, and I don't mind, I don't mind the Dwayne Johnson isms. I think he's great. And my God, he looks phenomenal in that suit. And like he said that this character, like the Black Adam in this movie, his suit has no padding. All of that is just full-on Dwayne Johnson muscle underneath. And I'm just like, damn. Like, I love this. Like, just look. Like, this guy looks so good as a superhero. Like, right now I'm watching him. He caught a rocket in midair. And it's just like, I think... Oh my, again, it's just, I don't know how to describe it. It's just, I really like what they're doing with this movie. I especially can't wait to see, what they do with him in like, because like, obviously they're going to have him fight Shazam in a Shazam 3. Because I remember, if I'm not mistaken, they cast Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam long before they cast Zachary Levi as Shazam. And it's just gonna be so funny because like Dwayne Johnson has got to be so much bigger than Zachary Levi in every sense, and so he's just I just love it. And I especially like, and it makes me wonder with how much he's been saying, I want to kick Superman's ass. That makes me wonder, is he wanting to put Henry Cavill as Superman in a movie where they fight? Because from what I heard, Dwayne Johnson and Henry Cavill have the same agent. Like they have the same agent. I don't know, but I hope we get to see those two fight on screen. Honestly, I'd kind of be more excited if Dwayne Johnson and Henry Cavill duked it out on screen as Black Adam and Superman, more than if Dwayne Johnson duked it out with Zachary Levi. Although, granted, maybe you could have, Shazam and Superman fighting Black Adam, but it's just like, there's just so much cool stuff you can do with this. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I think the final topic we will talk about today is that the Joker movie, like the Joker sequel, seems to be like, how do I describe it? Like, they're doing they're doing a sequel to Joker, which, when Joker first came out, everyone was like, they were saying, this is a one and done movie, so whatever. I'm like, yeah, no, it's like, it's not gonna be like the movie. Because here's the thing, what happened once that Joker movie was released? Well, let me look, because Yeah, the movie made a the movie made $1 billion at the box office on a $65 million budget. It got 11 Oscar nominations, including Best Director and Best Picture. It won 2 of those Oscars for Best Original Score and Best Lead Actor, Joaquin Phoenix. And so, after all that, yeah, of course they're going to do a sequel. Because, like, once it made $1 billion at the box office, I was like, yeah, no, they're going to make a sequel. They're going to do a sequel to Joker. And apparently it's looking like Joaquin Phoenix will join back in, which I'm not. On one hand, I'm a little bit surprised, but on the other hand, I'm not. Because on one hand, you can't really do a Joker movie, like a sequel to this Joker movie without Joaquin Phoenix, who literally won an Oscar for his performance. But on the other hand, Joaquin Phoenix doesn't really do sequels. Like, that's actually why he dropped out of the role of Doctor Strange. Because before Benedict Cumberbatch was Doctor Strange, it was going to be Joaquin Phoenix, but Joaquin Phoenix didn't want to do multiple movies. But hey, he must have found something. He must have found something really interesting with this Joker sequel. And this Joker movie is supposedly going to be called Joker Folie à Deux, which apparently means madness for two. Which that makes me wonder: are they actually going to introduce Harley Quinn into this? Are they going to have multiple Jokers? Like, who knows? I don't know. But I'm assuming maybe it's Harley Quinn. He finds like a Harley Quinn-esque kind of love interest. And so, yeah, man, I know film Twitter is kind of, mixed on Joker. A lot of people love it. A lot of people hate it. For me, I think I will now say Joker is the second greatest comic book movie of all time, behind The Dark Knight. Like, the Dark Knight for me will always be the best of the comic book movie genre, but however, Joker came so close. Like, Joker was such a, like, it's the perfect kind of, it's a really interesting kind of movie where, like, you can just watch it on surface level and you just watch this guy go insane, and it's great. You can also, but at the same time, you can also look deeper into it. Like, how many layers down does this go? Is it all in his head? Is he, like, and a lot of the questions that the movie raises, and how even the film itself knowingly shows you contradicting information, but it's not done in a plot hole sort of way, but it's done in a way to really make you think. And it's like, God, I want, like, because at first I was thinking, I don't want to see a Joker sequel, because what could you do with it? But, now that I know the movie's gonna be called Joker Madness for Two, pretty much, even though it's called, it makes me want, like, it does raise some possibilities, but at the same time, who's gonna be, the antagonist here? Because technically the antagonist in Joker was Thomas Wayne and the Robert De Niro character, in a sense. But then because it was all about trying to get back at Murray Franklin. But so, like, how are you gonna do that again? Again, I'm hoping, we find out something. Or at least I'm hoping this can repeat the same success as the first one, because I really do love that first Joker movie. And if this sequel is good enough for Joaquin Phoenix to be in, it does give me some hope. Although, granted, Joaquin Phoenix doesn't have a squeaky clean record with choosing movies, but we'll have to see. But yeah, guys, I think that might be it for the Hannahcast. This episode of the Hannahcast. What do you think of all these topics? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Don't forget to like this video, because again, that just when you like this video, it's going to recommend this video to other people. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of future videos, because we're close to getting 800 subscribers, and I really hope we can hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And yeah, if you want to support me financially, you can go on ko-fi.com/ChristianHannah. You can follow me on Twitter at the Hannahcast. You can buy merch, buy my merch at christiansreviews.creator-spring.com. And if you want to find all the links, like all those links and more, you can go to christianhannah.com, and you know, you can it pretty much has all the links where you can find me and stuff. And so yeah, that might do it for this episode of the Hannahcast, everybody. Like I said, let me know your thoughts on all that stuff in the comments below, and I'll see you later. Bye.